I still remember the day our daughter was born, the smell of antiseptic, the beep of monitors, the way the light hit the hospital floor just before sunrise. Her name was Ava, 6 pounds, 1 ounce, red faced and furious, like she already had something to prove. My wife, then my girlfriend, Maya, looked up at me and said, "You're a dad now." And I believed her. We were 22, both too young, really, but we were already living together in a walk up apartment just outside of Philadelphia. I'd been working as a junior HVAC tech. Maya was still figuring things out. She'd bounced from waitressing to a couple admin gigs and then finally settled into staying home once the baby arrived. When I held Ava for the first time, everything else just shifted. I wasn't ready, but I didn't care. Something clicked. That tiny face, I could have sworn she had my jawline. We did everything by the book: baby classes, pediatrician visits, family photos. Maya's mom moved in for a few months to help, which turned into 6, but I didn't complain. Ava smiled at me like I was her whole world. Even when Maya and I argued, it never touched the way I felt about being Ava's dad. Never once. The thing with Maya was, she always needed more space, more help, more time. She'd say I didn't get it, that I wasn't emotionally available, but I was the one doing double shifts, fixing old heat pumps in basements at 2 a.m. to make sure the fridge was stocked and rent was paid. I figured the distance was temporary. I told myself that all young parents go through this, that love, like sleep, was just something you had to catch up on eventually. By the time Ava was 3, Maya and I were living separately. She said she needed a reset. Ava stayed with her during the week and came to me on Sundays. Those Sundays were everything. We'd go to the science museum, the zoo. Sometimes we just stayed in and made box mac and cheese. She'd call me Daddy Dave when she wanted something, and I always gave in. I never missed a Sunday. Not one. I worked holidays, skipped birthdays of my own family, gave up everything else to make sure I could be there. For Ava, for my daughter. Years passed. I met someone new. Georgina. A therapist, ironically, grounded, warm. She had this calmness Maya never had. Ava loved her. Georgina would braid her hair, read to her, sit with her at the dining table while she drew these wild, swirly planets with glitter pens. We looked like a family, and I thought maybe we were. When Ava was 9, I got a letter from the Department of Child Support Services. Maya had applied for a review. The new calculation was way off, almost double what I'd been paying. I was already tight on money and this would crush me. That's when Georgina said it. Quietly. Carefully. "Do you ever wonder if she's really yours?" I laughed at first. Ava had my ears, my laugh, my crooked tooth. But then Georgina brought it up again. Said my mom had mentioned it once, years ago, when Ava hit a growth spurt and suddenly looked different. Taller than anyone else in the family. Darker hair. Eyes nothing like mine. The idea festered, and once it rooted, it grew fast. I bought a DNA kit online, the kind you swab at home and mail off in a discreet box. Ava thought it was a game. She giggled when I brushed the swab inside her cheek. I felt sick to my stomach the entire time. It took 12 days to come back. I opened the email at 2:18 a.m. I was sitting on the couch. The TV was still on. Something about true crime. I didn't even read the whole thing. Just the first line. Probability of paternity, 0%. I reread it 5 times. Kept thinking maybe they mixed up the samples. Maybe I'd used the wrong envelope. Maybe Ava and I had eaten too close to swabbing, and it had somehow skewed the test. But it was there, in black and white. I wasn't her father, not biologically. Everything went quiet inside me. Not dramatic, not loud, just a flatline hum. The next morning I called out of work. I didn't tell Georgina until the afternoon. She just nodded, pulled me into a hug, and let me sit in it, for hours. When I confronted Maya, she denied it. First said the test was fake, then accused me of trying to get out of paying support. When I said I'd take her to court for another test, she went cold. "I always knew you'd try to run," she said. You were never built for this. That was the part that stung the most, because I had stayed every single time, even when she walked away, even when I had nothing left but Ava and Sundays. Eventually, the second test confirmed it. Official. I wasn't Ava's father. I tried to keep seeing Ava. I begged Maya to let her come over. I explained that I didn't care what the test said, she was still my daughter. But Maya shut it down, said I had no legal rights, that it would confuse Ava, that I'd only hurt her more, so that was it. One Sunday she just stopped coming. It's been a year now. I still keep her drawings in a folder in my desk. Still have her last Father's Day card. Handmade, covered in glitter. It says, "To the best dad ever. I love you more than space." Every few weeks I check Maya's public Facebook. Ava's taller now, glasses, smiling at a birthday party with kids I don't know. She looks happy, but I don't know if she remembers the Sundays. I don't know if she remembers me. Losing a child is a grief people understand. Losing one this way? No one really has language for it. There's no funeral, no formal goodbye, just silence, an erasure. I didn't die, she didn't die, but our connection did, and I'm supposed to move on like I imagined it. Sometimes I wish I hadn't taken that test, that I'd stayed blind, paying support, still believing Sundays were real. But then I think about the lie, and how long it was told, and how easy it was for Maya to let me carry it. That's the part that breaks me. I haven't spoken to Maya since the court closed the support case. They refunded some of what I'd paid, but it didn't matter. You can't refund a decade. You can't refund being someone's dad. People ask if I'll try to reach out to Ava when she's older. Maybe, but I won't force it, because I wasn't her father by biology. But I was there when she had croup, when she couldn't sleep without a nightlight, when she scraped her knees at the park and sobbed in my chest. I was there, and maybe one day she'll remember that.